Nobody in their right mind is gonna believe I talk to these things now. You're damn lucky I've got to figure out how to explain this mess, or I'd feed you to the bugs myself.
The research value of that pupa is absolutely incredible. And my future is comfortably assured.
While I appreciate your help in ensuring this mess wouldn't blow back on me, we now got nothing else to talk about. Time you moved on.
Can't say I was expecting to see anyone else in these parts for a good long while. Hello, friend. Welcome to the most beautiful half-built landing platform on all of Dorado. Simple, friend. You see any sergeants barking orders? Any of those spidery crystal critters lurking in the rocks? Any order forces storming the area? No, you do not. The perfect blend of just close enough to the base to be safe, but not close enough for any officers to get nosy. And I still get paid the same as if I was a frontliner. You've got me there. I sure could use a bottle of zero-G brew if you have one. Thanks, friend. You're a lifesaver. Ah, there's the real beauty of it. They won't. The Order's anti-air guns are a damn sight better than we expected. There's no reason to finish the landing pad on account of nothing can land. Command won't go back to building it until the war is won. Then I'm in no danger of being shot anyways. Maybe I'll even get a promotion for doing such a good job keeping this place safe. Oh, no doubt about it, friend. They've been blasting our landing craft out of the sky right, left, and center. I can't even imagine the total cost of it all. But as long as my bits keep rolling in, why should I care? Someone else is getting demoted for that, not me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to my favorite pastime, doing absolutely nothing and getting paid for it. Feel free to look around. As long as I don't see you taking or breaking things, it ain't my problem.
Chock full of arachnids. I'd stay away if I were you.
shall stand against us. I am primed. I would not refuse assistance. Which is most embarrassing. Commander, if you've a moment, I wish to note my reservations regarding the Order member we seem to have brought into our fold. Setting aside my obvious concerns as an enemy of the Order, there's something devious about her. Something that sets her apart from her fellows. There is a bloodlessness to her nature. A killer's icy resolve. She's dangerous. Despite her alignment with the corporatists, I feel her intentions are ultimately benign, however skewed they may be. Marisol is more difficult to place, thus a greater threat. That was all I had on that subject. Consider my concerns logged. Sir, I consider myself an open tome.
Someone's bucking for a promotion.
The climate here is a mite more agreeable than Cloister. One good thing about being assigned to the Mantisaurs here.
something.
Hearing good things. I'm behind you 110%.
I wonder which local flora and fauna this new brood of mantisaurs will prefer.
Just think of the bits. Don't think about foul, disgusting, odorous, vile.
Stop that scrounging around.
You've got my begrudging respect, so congratulations.
Recharge!
Wrist weapon primed. Don't it? Recharged for mayhem! Yeah! Wrist weapon primed! Recharged for mayhem!
Please tell me you've had some luck in finding us compression coils. Lovely. Every coil gets us that much closer to saving these lives. Wonderful. That's just enough to get the first of our auto docks back up and running. Thank you. Still, if you find any more, please bring them my way. It would be marvelous to have spares.
I am loath to admit I require medical assistance. I shall reduce them to a slurry!
I must.
I would not refuse assistance, which is most embarrassing.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Wish. Invaders?
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings.
When I asked the seer for medical specialists, a plumber was not what I had in mind. Trust in the Order to think outside of the box. Take this. On behalf of the Order and the displaced, I thank you. Now, will there be anything else? How can I be of service?
By calculating the position of every atom in the universe, we can predict the future, control reality. And ascend to a state of virtual God.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. I have 0 allotted time for random queries, at present or in the foreseeable future. But very well. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine. If it was a duly appointed Order official acting to assist me in distributing supplies to the displaced, yes. If that someone is you, no. The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources. With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one can hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me. Appreciate you respecting my time.
Grand Architect! First
You
an
haven't
attack on a
lived until
monastery,
you've
and now
grabbed
the
a
lift
man by
code's
his
not
guts.
working? Am I misremembering it? No. Unless... Wiley would know this, I'm sure.
The body is a miracle of irrigation. Fluids moving in harmony to rival the very stars.
Agent, oh, thank good odds and high probabilities you're back. There's been an incident. A rogue faction has taken over the monastery. My seer Wiley, is trapped up there with other hostages of the Order. To make matters worse, my access code's not working. Without it, I've no way of calling the lift. No, I've known Landon for years. You must be mistaken. If what you say is true, that is damning evidence indeed. But why would he do it? Align himself against the Order? Against a friend? That's a serious accusation. Why would I do such a thing? Far from it. I celebrate Wiley's gifts. I recognize he's a far superior scholar than I'll ever be. No, I can't discuss this right now. The monastery. The truth is, I held Wiley back. I kept him from advancing for my own selfish gains by spreading lies and false concern over his competence behind his back. But I needed him. I still need him. I'm not the savant he is, never have been. If he'd advanced beyond his current role, my deficiencies would have been made manifest to all. I'm sorry, but we really haven't the time to litigate this issue further. In case I didn't make it clear before, the monastery is currently in jeopardy. Peace talks? Yes, Ruth informed me, but how did you learn of them? No one outside a select circle are supposed to be aware they're happening. Representatives of Auntie's Choice in the Order are meeting to discuss an armistice and possible collaboration. It's an unprecedented opportunity to shorten this war. I know I mentioned it before, but compartmentalization is crucial to the success of most of the Order's operations. I wish I could offer more details than that. Yes, regardless of their current actions, those people up there are still members of the Order. My colleagues and friends. Please remember that. Once you reach the monastery, make your way to the observatory. If the conspirators are seeking the coordinates of the talks, no doubt their efforts will be concentrated there. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
We have a good collaboration.
I've always wanted to fight mathematician.
The Oracle?
The one Wiley designed, right? Uses a tracking algorithm, never misses. Sounds ambitious, even for him.
I'd give my tenure for an hour alone with it and a Mantisaur at 2 clicks. Are you sure that rope can support us?
I am 100% certain that its tensile strength is marginally greater than our combined weight. Probably.
Wait, look! Someone just came up via the lift. It must be unlocked. Watch out for Wiley. He's accounted for everything. He'll know you're coming.
Seer Wiley said I wasn't on his list and let me go. He must have predicted I wouldn't fight back. I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something? I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something?
destroyed it all. I told him he wasn't going to make it. Is this why what? Hey, body's not even cold yet. Show a little respect. Roger always said he wanted his body donated to the Order if it'd help advance the plan. But I'm sure this wasn't what he had in mind. Can any of this really be in service to the universal equation, like the Seers claim?
Every word out of his traitorous maw makes my hammer hand ache. I propose we pass summary judgment with no delay.
Future most aligned with the plan. Hold that belief in your minds. Let it strengthen your resolve, and do not hesitate. The time for ideation is concluded. Now is the time for execution. Those outside the Order, and some simpletons within it, claim that all things happen. But the wise among us know that nothing occurs without a catalyst. Future most aligned with the plan. Hold that belief in your minds. Let it strengthen your resolve. The time for ideation is concluded. Now is the time for execution. Those outside the Order, and some simpletons within it, claim that all things happen for a reason. But the wise among us know that nothing occurs without a catalyst. Today, we are that catalyst, setting into motion the future most aligned with the plan.
Nice of Seer Wiley to leave us this nightlight. Sorry. Rejuvenation device.
That device may be the deciding factor in whether you live or die in the near future. Unless you can expedite hemostasis and proliferate new tissue on your own within a fraction of a second.
No. But I have been told my pain tolerance exceeds normal thresholds.
Your mother must be so proud.
Better investigate.
I am but a single gear in the grand workings of the universe and should not expect to control all of its mechanisms or outcomes.
Grand Architect's perspiring brow, if you try to cite the fourth pillar to me one more time, scientific advancement should not come at the cost of the grace and dignity of innocent lives. That is all I am saying. Armed conflicts are not the inevitability you are making them out to be, Anya, but rather the result of a populace failing to adhere to scientism's stoic imperative.
Oh, and I suppose we're going to pretend the second pillar doesn't exist. I must have just imagined reading Alfred Long's 75 thesis on determinism then.
Imprisoned? Goodness, no. We are anchorites for the Order, child. This is where we conduct our divine calling, debating scientific precept and theory. Actually, an outside opinion might be useful at this juncture. Our current topic is whether war is ever justified. For the sake of time, please keep your answer brief.
Care to elaborate? But what if widespread suffering is already taking place?
Then its causes should be observed, quantified, and a non-violent solution found. You do not extinguish a fire with more flame.
Tell that to the Protectorate.
We're going in circles again. If only we had access to the materials we requested, perhaps we could settle this debate.
I need the book Only Real Numbers, The Casualties of Appeasement by Exemplar Kwong. Second edition, not the first. That's important.
And I require Archivist Mahler's dissertation on de-escalation theory. You should be able to locate both pieces of scholarship in the scriptorium. I'd also caution against borrowing additional titles. The scribes are absolute fusspots when their work goes missing.
Augustine? Sure. She's got a mind for provocative hypotheticals. Asked a lot more interesting questions than we normally get.
I will add it has been some time since we last saw her. Not since before the schism, in fact. Why do you ask?
Evidently, she was good at her job then. Augustine was obsessed with the rift. She wanted to know all the potential routes the Order might take to deal with it. We explained that the rift is an aberration of the plan's natural order, corrupting time and space and creating uncertainty. Consequently, all efforts should be made to close it.
Apologies, but gossip doesn't fall under our purview. We've secluded ourselves here to avoid such distractions, so I would thank you to exclude us from any remote drama. I'm sure I have no notion of what you're referring to.
Good for him. About time someone put theory into application.
What my colleague means is Landon Wiley is among our most gifted and dedicated seers. Whatever actions he's taken must be in service of the plan. I do hope no one's been hurt, though. I see. That is distressing to hear. But as we in the Order like to say, the plan actuates by deliberate means. Let us hope this conflict resolves itself soon. You're in luck. I just finished my third reread of it. Chapter 47 is a real treat. When we're finished speaking, I'll put it in the collection drawer, but do take care with it, especially around the bath. We lose more good books that way. Much appreciated. We'll present our final arguments once you've returned with the research.
Those are N-ray junction boxes. That scanner might be useful to see how this place is wired up.
inclusive. Algorithmic dissonance.
Another one.
I spy my next victim. I mean, a hostile combatant.
But I didn't think.
Hey. None of that. Remember what Wiley told us.
Document every corpse you find so we have an accurate head count later?
Well, yes, that. But also not everyone will share our vision of the plan. We gave them the option to join us.
Well, that's just
Not our
plain
fault
wrong.
they chose wrong.
Whoever wired this up should be expelled from the Order. I thought they had some self-respect.
Dwelling on the quotient of the moment is to risk missing the product of the next. The charismatic mathematician is not so dissimilar to us. He donned his jumpsuit 1.3 pathways at a time. Dwelling on the quotient of the moment is to risk missing the product of the next.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance. Integral precision is blissful. After all, garbage value input produces garbage value output. May all solutions... rifts, schisms, hostile corporate takeovers, spread-based breakfast foods. What a time in scientism.
May all solutions precede problems.
To battle!
Follow the plan.
Those who do not follow the class.
None shall stand against us!
Terminated from it.
Wrist weapon primed!
Integral precision is blissful. After all, garbage value input produces garbage value output.
There, a misbegotten fool to fall.
Taking punitive action!
Variable!
Shall not stay your execution.
Stand ready. Our foes are close.
Spiral, a part that is quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares a perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through. Integral precision is blissful. After all, garbage value input produces garbage value output.
Nowhere near as interesting as the taxidermied cross-sections displaying their internal organs I made when I was a child.
Charismatic mathematician predicted that in our prime, we might only be divided by ourselves. And lo, it came to pass.
False positive noted.
Sharp enough. Hostiles nearby.
Yes. Could be.
The subjective nature of sensory perception.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance.
Keep standing.
Our third and final question. My Canid ran away. Where did she go?
She's dead. Okay, great query and answer session.
Charismatic map. Predicted that in our prime, we might only be divided by ourselves.
Keep the warning flag.
Isn't this fancy? Guessing these are the Abbot's quarters.
Oh, looks like he has a new volume of Star-Crossed Amidst the Stars. I thought that series was out of print.
I always knew you Arbiters were a soft-headed lot.
There's nothing shameful about being well-read. How else is an Arbiter to know the mind of the common subject?
And whom do we blame when a student fails? Why, the instructor, of course. Bishop Bassar has failed this order as its preeminent luminary. And without our intervention, he would make peace with the primitive minds of Auntie's choice. This must be prevented, whatever the cost, or humanity's ascendance will be forestalled by centuries, if not millennia. The blood spilled today is merely correctional ink, stamped onto a technical order. And who do we blame? Of course, Bishop Bassar has failed this order. Luminary. And without our intervention, the stalwart agent arrives. I need more time to finish my work, so I've prepared a choice for you. The hostages in the card press before you will die unless you intervene. If you go through the door on the right, you'll find the means to save them by solving a simple puzzle. Leave through the other door, however, and they will die, screaming in abject terror. But how could you call yourself an Earth Directorate agent if you allowed that to transpire?
As if we'd fall for their stalling tactics just to watch these poor fools die slowly and horribly, mangled like punch cards. What were we talking about again?
It pains me to say so, but I believe we should take the time to save the hostages. Whatever DeVries wreaks can be undone. These deaths cannot.
I prefer to kill my enemies first, innocent hostages later.
Allowing the hostages to die in your quest for vengeance is a grave injustice. Defectors or not, they shall die in terror for no cause. Can you live with that?
I knew I did right signing on with you, Commander. Let's gut that fool. We can still come back to see the aftermath of this later.
In high probability. Finally trapped us here. We let some others go, but didn't even give us the choice to surrender. This was. Get those people with the key to stop the press. Hurry!
Safe ahead. Looks like more order nonsense. Must be part of Wily's inane puzzle.
This must be the so-called puzzle they expect us to waste our time on. Looks like it was constructed by a child.
Unfriendly company. They're
Part that is quite so vital, working in a certain direction. Give me squares of perfect quotient. 0, 1, 1, and again. 2, 3, 5, and 8, and 10. 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through.
Integral precision.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance. May all solutions precede problems.
Unspecified peculiarity.
Seems we've effectively begun their puzzle. Idiots.
This is actually impressive. I've never had so many individual reasons to kill someone before.
be back. Hurry! Disable the car!
I still say it would have saved time for us to just kill the hostages ourselves.
Thank you, stranger. Stranger, we should be okay here for now. Go pay Wiley his just dividends. For all of us.
See?
Didn't I tell you our friends would be back? Hurry! Disable the court press machine! What did you do? This one did not want how you want that!
Ah, Commander! Why?
What?
Did I tell you? All according to the plan. Yeah. Wiley's plan. It's almost killed us.
Roger would appreciate that, I think. Can any of this really be in service to the universal equation, like the Sears claim?
I've eyes on a missing.
Have you acquired the scholarship we asked for? Of course you do. You're currently standing outside of an anchor hold. My colleague and I have chosen to permanently enclose ourselves within this cell to lead a life of concentrated purpose. As anchorites of the Order, it is our duty to postulate on the universe's perplexities for the benefit of observers. In this way, we advance the plan through empirical knowledge. How indeed? Can a person's physical excretions exist in two states at once? Certainly worth considering. We have privacy curtains. It's less trouble than you're making it out to be. Then it's a good thing you're standing on that side of the window, isn't it? Anything else we can assist you with? Wonderful. Please deposit the titles in that drawer there, and we will review it forthwith. Excellent timing. We're nearly finished reviewing the materials you brought us. Oh, well now, this is unexpected. The arguments in this text seem to have highlighted a teleological flaw I fear my own argument shares. You too, huh? Under certain conditions, de-escalation becomes impossible, leading to negative outcomes, including outright annihilation. An annihilated entity cannot advance the plan. But maybe annihilation itself serves a purpose we're simply unaware of. You were right before. Participating in a war only produces an entropic feedback loop. I see someone has been reading On the Origin of Sprats. It has that effect on people. Mental carceration and the potential unreality of conscious experience adds an interesting dimension to the argument. It's certainly worth exploring. Perhaps later. For now, I feel we should reward our guest with their choice of reward, given the idiosyncratic nature of his conclusion. Armor or weapon? Very well. You can retrieve it from the same drawer where you deposited our research materials. We appreciate your time. If you have a spare 4 hours, feel free to stay and observe our period of silent, sustained reading. Otherwise, until we next confer.
Integral precision. Schisms, hostile corporate takeovers, Sprat-based breakfast.
have you acquired the scholarship we asked for? Oh, you're currently standing outside as anchorites of the Order. We have privacy curtains. Then if anything else we can assist? One. Oh, you too, huh? No amount of theoretical examination is ever a waste of time. Under certain conditions, de-escalation becomes impossible, leading to negative outcomes. But maybe annihilate. I see someone has been mental. Perhaps later. For now, I feel it very well. You can retrieve it from the same drawer where you deposited our research materials. We appreciate your time. If you have a spare 4 hours, feel free to stay and observe our period of silent, sustained reading. Otherwise, until we next confer.
am primed to punish.
Then he tells me that. Oh well, no use deliberating over unobservable quantum outcomes, as they say. Can you believe that?
No. How did you respond?
I wonder if we made any progress on the plan since I told you. Thanks, Architect. Seer Wiley's in charge now.
Presumably some random element. Terminating unproductive activity.
Mathematician was not so dissimilar to us. He donned his jumpsuit 1.3 pants legs at a time.
An unspecified peculiarity.
8, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
Trust anyone who doesn't show their work. Time was it?
I've eyes
Cares
on
about
this
mathematician. A potentially aberrant event. Strange happen chance. A possible unforeseen factor? A faulty hypothesis. Integral precision is blissful. After all garbage value.
about my hammerhand itches.
Random occurrence, perchance.
A potentially aberrant.
I shall not stay your execution.
Grenade outbound! Now that's my target!
Recharged for mayhem! Oh, look! A room dedicated to the insignificance of human existence inside a temple dedicated to mathematically proving its pointlessness.
I cannot believe Clemens fell for whatever half-baked argument you managed to cobble together. That imbecile. And Svoboda. I thought her more capable. You may have bested my peers, but they were never my equal anyway. And neither are you. You took so long, I was beginning to think my little puzzle actually stumped you. You seem confused. Allow me to delineate on the totality of your failure. Saving the hostages delayed you just long enough for me to complete my work. I was able to transmit not only the coordinates for the peace talks, but also the station security protocols, giving Augustine control over its automechanicals. She has everything. That's preposterous. In a transparent attempt at sowing discord between us, I haven't the time nor desire to enumerate the failings in your logic. Suffice to say, you misunderstand the basic fundamentals of my objectives. The Order has been dislocated from its ideals, becoming the opposite of all they espouse. DeVries and I are merely providing a necessary realignment. What in the Architect's computational summary are you on about? That hopeless, ineffectual, over-reliant waste of workspace? He wouldn't dare. But I am beyond reproach. My talent without peer. What has Joseph ever done for the Order except occupy my valuable time with useless queries? No, this is some kind of deception. It has to be. I could not have missed such obvious machinations. My math is correct. My math is always correct. How could I have failed to recognize such gaps in my predictions? I checked and triple-checked. What more could I have done? Where did I err? Enough. Please. Your point has been sufficiently made, and I truly lack the capacity to debate you further. I've already sent Augustine everything she needs. But all our communications are on this terminal. It is yours to peruse. Though I cannot say whether the information will be useful. Obviously, my analytical acumen is not what I'd assumed. All I know is that I was never meant to stop you. Now I must send word to my allies here at the monastery to stand down and notify them of my resignation from the Order. Effective immediately. Fool I was to believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme. Leave me be. I have no more predictions to offer, now or ever. I will be the means to your set foot in this room. I will now
Lethal measures at the ready, Commander.
What a fool I was. To believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme. Leave me be. I have no...
Grown worried.
I have not received word from Archivist Clemens in some time, and I imagine you would have relayed any pertinent information by now. I fear this bodes ill. Without him, our only option is a direct assault. A risky proposition, to be sure. The last thing any of us want is for our plan to spiral out of control. And so it falls on you to seize back that control. Use the methods we discussed to take command of the monastery. When it is done, I will send further instruction. You have my trust. See that it is not misplaced. I'm much obliged, however, though the code, yet we must... I'm much however, without though the codes, yet we must act. I'm much obliged, however, though the codes, yet we must... I have grown worried. I have not received word. I fear this bode. The last thing, use the method... I'm much obliged, however, though the code, yet we must act. I have grown worried. I fear that the last thing, use the methods we... I have grown worried. I fear this book. The last thing use the methods we... I'm much obliged, however, without Archivist though the code, yet we must act.
It would seem that our work here is done. Let us return to the ship and press on to those so-called peace talks.
Leave me be. I have no more predictions to offer. Now.
Agent, over here. I assume you had a chance to speak with Landon, that is, Seer Wiley. I'm greatly relieved to hear it. Did he mention me at all? I'm saddened he felt that way. I also can't argue he's wrong. I'm sure you also think me to blame for all of this. But you have to understand my position. How ill-equipped all in the Order are for this new world. With the schism and now the war, the Order stands alone for the first time in its storied history. We have no experience with governance, well, myself especially. Quite right. No time for wallowing. From this point forward, I will lead by example. Or try to. I suppose there really is no other alternative. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your assistance in reclaiming the monastery. Regrettable as the business was. I had intended to offer you access to one of our experimental weapons, but it seems you already helped yourself to it. You always do seem a step ahead of me. May all your future endeavors proceed in accordance to the plan. Ah, my agent friend. I suspected I might see you again soon. I just had word from one of Auntie's choicest commanders that you have been of some assistance to them. Through your efforts, we may yet see peace. You've lessened the load on my mind considerably, and you have the Order's gratitude. Go with the plan.
I don't know what you're complaining about. We emerged totally unscathed.
I'd estimate I'm 43.11% scathed.
Then increment your bravery index. My goodness, you novices in your theatrics.
Whatever your honorarium, it is well deserved.
You haven't lived until you've grabbed a man by his guts.
Savior of Medicine returns. How can I be of service?
I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct? True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means. Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area. There's nothing more practical than improving lives now, is there? We've offered the displaced access to our weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly. One of our recent guests, Rolo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well. We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths. More what to watch out for, advisement on adhering to the plan, forecasts of probabilistic dangers, elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense. The former are generalized forecasts for groups or settlements. The latter are more specialized to individuals and take far more time to calculate. Usually some are handled by one of the more senior seers in a region, but with Seer Wiley's days taken up advising the abbots and other things, this responsibility falls to me. Regrettably, I have built up a bit of a sizable backlog. Well, I do believe you're needed elsewhere. Farewell.
We apologize.
So hungry. I haven't had real good food in weeks. Last thing I had was like a crab rib or something.